Okay, what you're seeing now is how my dies are stored. I'm using 8 by 11 magnet sheets, and I got sleeve or page protectors that didn't have holes, and that is just working better for me. I have 4 different categories. They're macro sorted, not micro sorted. And this, like I said, this is just what works for me. These are the dies that I use most often, and this entire setup is to keep me from having to lift the container because dies and magnet sheets get heavy, and I'm getting older, so I'm just needing to protect myself so that and I'm just showing you here what it looks like pulled out. But anyway, I'm just having to be more protective of my body and my back, and that this is just the system that I'm needing to use at this time. I don't need to be lifting a container of dies anymore, and that's what I had been doing for years. So I'm showing you now that my scraps, this is my scrap system, and then my dies beside it, and then my printer. That is what pretty much makes up my desk to the right side of my table. And I'm showing you here my screen, my monitor, and what I was cutting with my Silhouette. It just dawned on me that the video that I was referring to about my dies it's not even going to air for a month. So in a month or 6 weeks, when you hear me talk about rambling on about my dies, just no, you've already seen it. I'm doing this out of order. So now I'm going to go ahead and remove this from the sticky back. And I set it to cut twice because I absolutely hate messing with it when it has not fully cut through. And then yeah, I just can't stand that. So I just go ahead and set it to cut twice. That way I know for a fact it's going to be cut through. So let's move that to the side. And now I will show you the sketch that I'm playing with. So I just went into my search and asked for 2 3x4 photos, layouts, and then this is the one that I chose of the returns that came from my prompt. And so that's what we're going to be working toward. These are my photos. These are the cupcakes that we had for Valentine's. And then these are pre-made red velvet cake cupcakes from Walmart. They have a cream inside, and then of course the cream cheese icing, and then I just cut some strawberries to look like hearts to put inside on top of them, to top them with. So Valentine's Day night, whatever you want to refer to it, I had been traveling. It was a long day. No, yes, I had been traveling. And it was a long day. I'd had an extra task dumped on me at the last minute. And I was working, I felt behind the gun all day, and I was frustrated and feeling somewhat overwhelmed because I already had a lot to do that Friday. My husband was feeling very similarly, and we're just at that point that we were so grateful that we could just get comfortable and stay home and not try to impress each other. You know, that's just where we are in our lives right now. So we had pre-planned our meal, and we just got in the kitchen and turned on some music and talked about what's going on that week, that day, and we cooked together. And it's a different kind of love story than when we began, for sure. No doubt about it. But there's such a calm reassurance to where we are now that I love it. I love where we are now as much as I loved where we were in the beginning. And that love grows. It expands and just develops over time. And some might look at us and think, oh, we're just being lazy because we're not trying as hard. We just try hard in other areas and not about impressing each other because we know what we have now. Okay, that's enough about that. We're not here to get a love story. I am using my Flavors of the Month kit that I got this month. I'm using 2 of them to create this layout. And right now I'm doing a matte. And even though my sketch doesn't have the background matted, that's okay. This is something that is a personal preference. I really like having my layout framed in this way. I like the contrast. I like the way that it just kind of, well, for want of a better word, frames. I like the way it frames it. And that makes me happy. So let me go backwards and tell you what papers I used because I just trimmed them and didn't even talk about it. These are both from Photo Play Love Notes. The first one is Hearts and Flowers. This is this one. And the base is Lucky Cherries. So going back to the sketch, we have this scalloped, it looks like it may be a 10 by 10. And I'm going to bring that back in as soon as I figure out what, like, literally was just here. I had to pause because I had put my papers to the side and stacked them on top of my scallop piece, and I panicked a little bit. So here we're back. I have my scalloped layer. Now I would consider this still part of the base. That's my opinion. And my scallops are larger than the scallops in this, but it's okay. So that's where I'm going to place it. I don't want the adhesive showing through those holes, and that's because I don't want things to get stuck in strange ways. And then me fighting it. So I'm eyeballing it. I'm not going to try to stress out about how to place this. And now this paper, which is from Simple Stories-Heartstrings, I'm going to use it to mat my photos. So in this pattern paper there. And I think I want to use the flower side simply because it just brings in more color and gives me more options. So I'm going to trim this because this is 4 by 6. I'm going to trim this to 5 by 7. And where that is going to be placed here, I think I want it there. No, maybe here, because it just leaves that line of holes unobstructed. And I think this is already just becoming really cute. I also have some twine here that I got from Joanne. And I'm kind of playing with wrapping twine around the middle of this. And let's just see how it looks before I commit to anything. So kind of like that. That's what I'm considering. And then doing a bow off to the side. And I think I like it. So let me go ahead and trim that off. And then I want to do a little better job of centering my twine. I want to make my strings a little more even. So that I can get my bow. And that's not working as great as I wanted it to. So let's do it this way. That's about how much I want there. So I want these spread apart, but I want them together in the middle, and then I want this side spread apart. So that is what I'm working toward. Something like that. And I'm feeling extremely awkward at the moment doing this in front of you, but you know what? I'm going to persevere. Okay. And my adhesive keeps sticking. So that's all the fun things and being in my life right now. Okay, we're going to eyeball this, and then we're going to place it down. There we go. That's what I want it to look like. Right there. And I think that is adorable. And I'm sorry if my head was under the camera this whole time. We have basically the bones of this layout. Now, they've used different colors of strips. And so I have this chunk left that I can add to create a strip there with my, let's see, this one goes edge to this edge. And I think I'm going to bring that in. It looks like it may be about 3/4 of an inch. So let's just do that. And this one goes under here. It goes from this edge to the edge of this. And because I don't want to keep fiddling with it, I am going to just pick that up. I know about where I want that to end up, and I'm going to trim it. And that is that. Oh, I have definitely going to put some something here to cover that up, because when I had my photo down, it pulled up some of the paper. We're going to line this up. Goes to this edge. And I'm just using the lines in my scalloped paper to make sure that I stay straight. So there we go. We've got that one down. Now let's look for another pattern to create. So there's a band here, and then there is another, no. Okay, let's look at it. So this small band here that has the diagonal stripe, I'm using my twine to create that look. Then I have this strip there, that banner, and then I need this pattern here, and then they used a lot of circular elements to do their clusters. I was thinking about using one of these to go here, but it's just a lot of red and pink, and I want a different pattern. So let's go back to the drawing board and see what patterns I have to play with. These are the papers that I have left. So I've got this that I can bring in, but I don't want to duplicate the flowers. This is not the right shade of pink. We have the banners that might be playful and fun. I'm going to keep that one in play. That's a maybe. And then I have these dots that are more colorful than this. And then I have these black and white hearts, which would really kind of calm down everything because it's just neutral. So we'll think about that. Then we have this gingham, this diagonal gingham, and then we have these hearts that I want to play. Let's see. I brought this in to have more color. So I want to look at, these two and decide which direction I want to go. And I'm thinking along this lines. That's just what's striking my fancy right now. So I'm going to trim 2 inches because that's what it looks like to me that band is. And it goes all the way to this side. So I tucked it there. And it looks like we have this line here there's a ledger that's underneath the base of these banners. And I think that's what I'm going to use as my measurement. And I'm just going to bump right up against the edge of that to help be my guide. And I'm going to go to the edge. And that is where our base is so far. Now, this is not difficult. It comes together pretty easily. We have a journaling element. I'm definitely going to use something to journal on to cover that up. And I am looking on my desk because I keep little journaling elements out frequently when I finish collections and kits so that I have them to pull from. And I want to find something that just kind of makes sense. And I have these left, fortunately, from my collection obsession kit that I can kind of rely on. And I like how this is Kismet. It just kind of came together. Okay. That just kind of looks like it's a continuation of that banner. And I like that. So we're going to use this. So this gives me a rest place for my journaling. And it also covers up that boo-boo that I created because I had put down my adhesive on my mat, my photo mat, preemptively. Okay, so there we are. We have created the base of this sketch. Now, all that's left is decorating. And we're going to create our clusters. I was provided in this kit 2 sticker sheets, one for each collection. So this one is the one for photo play. And oh, here is some foam stickers and things, a few die cuts from the Simple Stories. I'm scrambling because I thought I had an additional sticker sheet. I do not. Okay, so this is what we have. We're here to play with. And I am going to try to get this open, number one. Okay, there we go. Definitely going to use this. Kind of like that. I like Love You. And we have this cupcake here because, and that goes perfect. That is, we're using, the pictures are of cupcakes. And let's just start playing. So I can do that. Could do this. They have their title sitting here. So let's go ahead and play with that. I'm staggering my title for a couple of reasons. I want it to also adhere down the end of this. I decided against it. Thought it was going to be the greatest thing, and it's not. I don't like it. We're going to be even. And then I will just add a little bit. I want to keep these up because it adds texture, but I do want a little more adhesive underneath back here. So I will add more adhesive there. And then we're going to add these little hearts. There. Let's see, I have the blue already in 3 places. I don't need to add that there. Let's adhere this one down. So I like that. Let me know what you think. Do you think this is coming together okay? I'm going to use this Happy Valentine's Day at the top. I don't have a ton of journaling to do about this, so I'm going to go ahead and make this my large cluster. And there's just this cute little saying here, I love you very much. And we're going to tuck that in there. We did exchange cards, so I will add that. I think I want to add that underneath there and underneath that. Okay, so I need some finishing touches, and I'm probably going to use these. So we just added a little color, a different pink. And I don't need that. I don't need these flowers. I'm happy. I think this is cute. And this is just one of the photos that I took that night. There may be more that features later on, but I'm happy with this. I'm happy that I got this. Wait a minute. I have these as well from Joann's. Oh, these are Brad's. I didn't pay. I thought these were like enamel stickers. I'm not going to do that. I'm just not in the mood for it. Anyway, okay, so that's it. We're done. I'm calling it quits. This is the layout, and I hope you had a wonderful Valentine's Day with your love and partner. Come back. We will chat again soon.